I had a dream last night that I had a DeLorean time machine. I was at some exotic locale and it looked incredible. Had the hat, the jacket, the hoverboard. But then I woke up.
And good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Talk Wrestling here on the Jeff Meacham Network. We thank you again for your patience as we ran the trailers, because I wanted to make sure I gave Song of the South its due diligence, because I enjoyed doing that review, and I felt it was important to do that review because of the controversy with that movie. But here we are. We're on the network. It's time for a little wrestling discussion. And right off the bat, we have a $2 super chat from Brendan Crabtree. So thank you very much, Brendan. And he asked me my thoughts on the Miz cash-in last night. Well, I didn't dive too deep into it during Gridiron Grapple this afternoon with Big G. So I will get into it right now. I am so ecstatic for Mike Mizanin that he is once again the WWE champion. It's not going to last long. Let's be real. If anything, we're going to see him drop it to Bobby Lashley at Fastlane. I'm sure that's the agreement that was worked out between him and MVP last night, that Lashley would get the first shot if he helped take out Drew McIntyre, which he did very succinctly. So there you go. So that's how it went, and I'm happy. I've been. JJ will correct me when I say this, when he sees this later, that I was a misfit from Jump Street. I wasn't in the WWE. However, I was a Mike Mizanin fan when he was still in UPW, and I was a attendee of those shows. And my camera's all fudged up because that's the way my day's going. Okay, that's not happening. Okay, let's hang on a second, guys. We're live, of course. It got worse. How did it get worse? What the F? Come on, camera, work with me here. Now it's just too damn high. All right. Find the balance, Meech. Find the balance. There we go. Don't move. All right. I'm very happy for Mike. And I wasn't a fan of Miz when he first came in because the stupid host thing was dumb that he was doing on SmackDown. He was so much better than that, and he's proven that in the last 15 years. So I'm very happy he is now a two-time WWE champion and a two-time Grand Slam winner. So congratulations to The Miz. You are awesome, sir. I'm very happy for you. James Malspino with a $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Just saying hi. Much love to the Jeff Meacham Network since day one. And it's because of this guy on the screen right now, right there, that I've got this. Can you? Let's see here. Okay, hell, take it down. The Meachamania stuff, because he put that post up on the WQ.com Instagram a couple of years back or whatever it was, and got my creative inspiration juices flowing. I took it to my original graphics guy and said, please make this a reality, and he did. And I have those. I have my last name in the Hulkamania text. My fandom geek is going on ultra nerd alert and when I see this. And then, of course, then I get the Royal Rumble text from Greg Cherry. Then I get the Back to the Future text from Greg Cherry. And I'm just like, dude, I'm living the dream. I'm loving life. I'm so happy with everything that's going on right now. So thank you, James, for $5. Appreciate that. Very happy with the way things are going here on the network. You guys have seen my streams the last couple of days. I have been thoroughly exhausted. There will be a early to bed tonight after the East Coast broadcast of Monday Night Raw because I need to freaking sleep. I'm so tired. And I have it's not quite less because there's a few more hours before the actual time, but I have 7 days before I complete another trip around the sun. So I definitely need to sleep tonight. However, in the meantime, today's focus is very simple. Ask Meech anything. We'll keep it to wrestling today. Next week's show is my birthday, March 1st. So that show will be Ask Meech anything you want. And if I can answer it, I will. If I can't answer it on the air, I will explain that I can't answer it on the air. So there you go. But yeah, feel free to throw up a super chat. Even $1. Seriously, guys, I say all the time, guys, $1 is everything. So throw it up there, and I'll throw your question up there, and we'll get to it. But I do want to talk about last night's show. We went into it a little bit with Big G this afternoon, so if you missed that, feel free to go over to his channel. Look for Jeff Hiddle over on YouTube. He doesn't have a custom URL yet because he doesn't have enough followers yet. We're working on that for Big G. But he and I went into it, and of course I talk too damn much because that's what I do for a living, right? Anyway, so I was not surprised with the outcome of the SmackDown Chamber match. I was surprised Bryan won. I'm not going to lie about that. The fact that Bryan was the winner and got the jump on Roman very early on in that subsequent title match. He got him down for the yes lock out of a spear, which was an amazing counter. It's Bryan Danielson, he's best wrestler in the world. Of course he's going to do that. So I enjoyed that. I was not a fan of the clubbing to the head because Bryan's got the head trauma, so that doesn't look a good look, after that happened. So whatever. But now we know for a definitive fact that Edge has chosen Roman Reigns. Edge, the winner of the Royal Rumble, has chosen to challenge the Universal Champion. And if you watch various other streams on YouTube and across the internet wrestling peripheral media, as Eric Bischoff calls it, the going theory is Roman and Paul Heyman are going to produce the WWE embroidered big gold belt and tease Edge with having never lost it. Edge will regain by beating Roman, and then we will see the big gold belt / World Heavyweight Championship carry on and the Universal title fall. I'm personally a fan of that. I said that this afternoon with Big G. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't. I'd like it to happen, but I don't think it's going to happen. And only because SmackDown is stronger with Roman in this role. However, Edge, when he's properly motivated and he's not properly healthy again, can be a very prominent figure on television and at live events, if we do have live events coming up soon, hopefully. So I'm not against Edge being the standard bearer of SmackDown again after 10 years, because he carried that show like nobody else could when he was the World Heavyweight Champion and the head of La Familia. But what do you do with Roman? That's the key. Then we had the U.S. Championship shenanigans. I'm so mad Riddle's the champion, and I know I shouldn't be, but I am. And I know I shouldn't be because Lashley having the U.S. title taken from him means he's going to be in the championship picture, which I'm ecstatic about. And in all likelihood, Vince is going to get off his stupid kick about not seeing anything in Keith Lee and send Keith Lee to just bury Riddle. Or, God help me, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if the theory I saw all over Twitter today comes to fruition and old Billy Boy gets that one more match he's got under contract and spears Riddle into the next millennium and regains the U.S. Championship he was forced to forfeit 23 years ago when he became the World Heavyweight Champion. And then he won it back briefly from Sid, and then lost it to Bret Hart with the Outsiders and the whole NWO 2000 thing. So Goldberg being God, it's so frustrating because I really don't like Riddle's character, but I also don't like Goldberg at all. It's not a personal, just there's a visceral dislike of that man for the reasons I've explained many times on the air here. I'd rather see Goldberg, the character, defeat Riddle, the character, because Riddle, the person, from everything I hear, needs to get his head knocked off a few pegs. So maybe Goldberg, the character, spearing Riddle out of his lack of boots wouldn't be the worst thing for Matt. Do I want to see Goldberg be a champion again? No, I don't. But lesser of two evils, I guess. I mean, I sat here and bitched yesterday during the Elimination Chamber stream about, the younger guys not getting pushed, and here I am advocating Bill Goldberg beating Matt Riddle. Where's my hypocrisy hat? I got my new Championship Network hat thanks to Undecided Apparel, Undecided Printing, but where's my hypocrisy hat? Because that's stupid, right? I don't like either one of them. So I'd rather have Keith Lee get that well-deserved, well overdue freaking moment. Keith Lee is too good to be having Vince go, whatever. Stupid. I try so hard not to criticize Vince because I have respect for him and all of his company has done and made me a fan, but it's just so damn frustrating to watch it keep happening to guys that are so talented, like Keith Lee, like his fiancée Mia Yim, like Mustafa Ali, like Ricochet. It's just so darn irritating and frustrating. Anyway, kind of went on a little tangent there. And then we went to, I want to say they did the women's tag title match, but I think I'm forgetting the match, so forgive me if I am. Fill me in, guys. And that outcome was the one outcome that I was perfectly okay with, because I really want to see Dakota Kai get her moment against Shayna Baszler. She owes Shayna a receipt because Shayna broke her arm and put her on the shelf for a minute. So I would love to see Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez become the women's tag team champions and have NXT-based women's tag team champions to go across the different rosters. That'd be awesome to see Dakota Kai get that rub and Raquel Gonzalez get that elevation. I'd be side with both of them. And I talked about with Big G earlier, Shayna Baszler doesn't need to be the women's tag team champion. Shayna Baszler needs to refocus her damn self and go kick Asuka's freaking head off and get that Raw Women's Championship she was due last year at WrestleMania. Because if you think about it, the moment Becky advocated the Women's Championship to Asuka after Money in the Bank, she knew she was pregnant. That's why the match was what it was at Mania. Okay? If she knew that, I have Becky take the lightest bump possible, get in the armbar, break her arm, put her on the shelf, and have Shayna go down the highway as the Raw Women's Champion last year, as opposed to Asuka. Not knocking Asuka, she didn't need it. Shayna did. And now Shayna has been made into a sidekick of the worst meme in recent wrestling history because of Nia's poor slip of the tongue last week or whatever, a week and a half ago. Oh, so bad. So I'm okay with that happening. And plus you get a seed planted with Bianca and Sasha about Sasha was the one that cost the team the victory. So now Bianca's like, well, I want a championship. I'm going to take yours, bitch. So there you go. And then the Raw Chamber was so good. Everybody told a great story. Sheamus was just seething in his pod. He just wanted, he would just sit, he would have been pacing if he had room to pace, but you could see him just balling up and ready to tear somebody's friggin' head off. Orton going out first without the Fiend's involvement there did surprise me. It really did. I would have thought, sure, the Fiend would have done the light tricks or Alexa would have popped up somehow. None of that happened. He just got beat. So I'm very curious what's going to happen here in about 35 minutes with what Randy's going to have to say tonight on Monday Night Raw, because there's no excuse for that. Randy Orton straight up should not be beat like that. Randy Orton with the Fiend messing with him? Oh, yeah, you totally messed with his head. None of that happened last night. He just got beat in the middle of the friggin' ring. Very curious to see what's going to happen there. Drew retains the championship, of course, and much like John Cena 15 years ago, Money in the Bank done came in and whooped that ass with Bobby Lashley's help, as I mentioned, and The Miz is your WWE champion. Very happy for Mike, as I said at the top of the show. I will be curious to see what happens with the Hurt Business and The Miz, because we saw MVP and The Miz talking backstage prior to the Chamber match. So there will be a business transaction to be revealed tonight. Like I said, in about 35 minutes. So there's that. And then we will go from there. Tonight. Okay, so let's see here. BPC says Vince McMahon as a booker, BPC, is definitely out of touch. He does have a lot of good left in him. He's so very old and set in his ways. He's like any old grandpa, right? And Shayna is definitely below Nia's hole, which is so bad. Daniel, who is super chatted previously, so thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that. Do you see WWE ever bringing back the King of the Mountain ladder match, or bringing in the King of the Mountain ladder match? Who do you think will be in the match for the WWE and Universal? The King of the Mountain's a TNA Impact thing. They're not going to import that. That's Impact's. They're going to leave it there. Let's see. Sticky says, I think Renegade turned heel on me yesterday by sending me the links to you guys' live reaction when he knew I was at work during the. Oh, gee. Sorry about that. I didn't control that. Anyway. And then he says, there wasn't really anything they could do with Randy and the Fiend in the middle of the chamber that could happen in the match. Still going. You know what, though? I have said for the longest time, since they started doing this whole Alexa transformation thing, they're not really live, you guys. They're going to be live at WrestleMania because they're going to be in front of people. When they're in the Thunderdome and the Capitol Wrestling, they're not live. They're live. That's why we see the stuff we see. So they could have pulled something off last night, in my opinion. Big G's here. What up, Big G? Again, back at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific today, I was on Big G's show, Gridiron Grapple, and we talked about the Chamber, and we talked about wrestling in general. It was a very lively hour. I talked way too damn much, as I do on Big G's, all Big G stuff, so I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm talking over your ass. Sorry about that. Anyway, so Big G's here. All right, so where we go from here after the Chamber last night, very simply, we see what happens in about a half hour. Miz and MVP have a business arrangement. Riddle's the U.S. champion. Who are the Raw Tag Team champions right now? Anybody remember who that is? Oh, the Hurt Business. So the Hurt Business, having lost the U.S. title but still hold on to the tag titles, a lot of people are speculating that Keith Lee is going to win the U.S. championship from Riddle with the help of the Hurt Business, because they owe Riddle one after last night, right? Because he didn't pin Lashley. I understand the whole UK thing. We've talked about this before, you and I, sir, or ma'am, or BPC. The thing is, UK for me, if I do a show that starts at midnight your time, 4 o'clock. Any earlier, I'm into my son's school day, or I'm into my around the house chores day stuff. So it's hard for me to get in front of the camera before 3 o'clock. I got lucky today with Big G's show at 1 o'clock my time because I just finished lunch, so I was already at my desk. That's the thing. It's hard for me to do UK times because it's so far ahead, right? So I do apologize for that. Again, with the whole live presentation with the Thunderdome, it's cool in the fact that they can do like the special effects and the transformations and stuff, and then it gets kind of corny with the "This is awesome" chants because there's nobody there, man. is stupid. On Wednesdays at NXT, because there's people in the crowd, that's okay, right? But Mondays and Fridays, that's really hokey and really stupid. Not a fan of that presentation, part of the presentation. So, there was talk last night about having the chamber be completely warped, like the I forget what the match with Randy and Bray was called at WrestleMania, so forgive me. But where the mat had different, like, Bray Wyatt stuff buzzing all over it and different things happening. They were hoping like something like that, where like the chamber would be filled with blood and everybody would disappear except visions of Alexa and visions of the Fiend. That would have been cool. I wouldn't have had a problem with that, but that takes away from the presentation of Drew McIntyre emerging from that thing as a survivor, victorious, standing tall, and then getting dropped by Lashley and taken advantage of by The Miz. So any other chamber match with Orton's in there and the Fiend's messing with him, I'm okay with that. With Drew having to look good, not so much. So there you go. All right. So as you guys saw at the top of the show,
Kings F News starts in 30 minutes.
Echo, thank you.
Of course, Jeff. Hope you've enjoyed your Monday.
There, if you never heard my show. King's around a half hour. That's awesome. I'll have to check it out too. As you guys saw at the top of the show during the massive commercial, a lot of stuff going on this week. As you guys saw, we just finished, well, earlier today I was on Jeff's show, The Gridiron Grapple. Let me get rid of the banner so you can see what I'm talking about. There we go. Hi. That was earlier with Big G, so check that out. We just finished the review of Song of the South over on the Castilian Studios channel, so go check that out. It was actually simulcast here as well, but go watch on JD's channel. Give him the rub. He needs the view count too. I really want him to get the viewership up as well. So with Big G. Same with Big G. Tomorrow, in this time slot, 7 o'clock Eastern as opposed to 9 o'clock, I'm hosting Stat Boy Sports Bar because our boy Mike is in the middle of a move. So he's asked me to step in and run the bar. And in addition to the Major League Baseball, spring training has started. Everybody's reporting. I'm happy. The NBA and the NHL. We'll talk a little NASCAR because they were in Daytona yesterday for week 2 of NASCAR because Fontana is getting totally reconstructed out here in California. So they didn't run a race out here this week, which sucks. I would have liked to have seen Fontana run, but I get why. There you go. Wednesday, the Greg Cherry Show, usual time slot of 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 o'clock out here in the West Coast. If you understand that top phrase about the bump card, you watched last week's show. You did your homework. Good job, boys and girls. And we'll be talking about that and a preview of the trivia match the next day, Wednesday Q&A. And our Weird State Laws this week is going to be West Virginia. Mountain Mama. Country Roads. Take me home. There you go. Anyway, if you know, you know. Thursday, JJ starts off our day on the channel here, on my channel and his channel as well. We're going to do a full recap of the entire month that he has covered of the romantic comedies, the chick flicks, and the Black History Month movies. That's Renegades Recap, which is a recap of Renegades Reviews. That's this Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon out here for you West Coast kids. And let's see what we got here. Immediately after that, I don't have a time for this yet because I have to record the Brett Owen match with Greg tomorrow. And I have to record whatever wins the poll Tuesday night. Probably going to record it Thursday morning before I put it up. It's going to be a crunch. But I'm giving you guys a rewind double feature because I screwed up last week. My bad. That'll be coming up on... I see what you're saying, BPC, about giving you. I don't. The traditional format here in the United States is saying 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. It's been the thing forever out here. So my apologies. If you guys can do the math and go 8 hours ahead of me, we love you for that. Thank you very much. So right now it's 12:30, I think, maybe 1:30. Either way, it's late as hell, and I appreciate you guys being along for the ride. So then Thursday after the rewind double feature, we go into this week's trivia match, which will be over on the Greg Cherry brand. I don't have the logo. Poopy. Crap. Anyway, Andrew Hayes and Scott got it. And then over here and on the Greg Cherry brand immediately after will be the post-game show. That's at 6:30 Eastern, 3 Pacific. If I'm doing my math right, that'll be at 8 11:30 p.m. Eastern British time. So there you go. And then Friday, we're going to do the encore presentation of JJ's review of 42, the story of Jackie Robinson, featuring the now late Chadwick Boseman, as well as Harrison Ford. His review of it will be on at 6 p.m. East Coast, 3 p.m. out here, and we're going to post our replay of it the following hour. All right. So now I'm going to get into some shit that's going to probably get me yelled at, and that's... Oh, wait. I'm going to do two more things before I do that. I want to do two more plugs. Sorry about that. Next week's show, like I said, it's my birthday! Yay! It's my birthday on March 1st, so it's going to be a fun hour, maybe two. Haven't decided yet, because I can do what. It's my birthday. I can be on the air all damn day if I want to. I don't care if it is a school day. I'm going to be a obnoxious, fun-loving schmuck that day. And then, 11 minutes after Monday Night Raw goes off the air in first run, come back here, and we'll talk about this. If you guys know, you know. If you don't know, you will know next Monday night at 8:11 Pacific Standard Time. All right. Now, if you guys want to send in questions, that's fine. I appreciate that. Just make sure you super chat me so I can get them up and displayed. I do want to talk about something that happened yesterday, and I went a little bit off the rails about it this morning in my insomnia stream. So if you saw that, I'm sorry. I'm going to get into it again a little bit. I made the choice yesterday to promote a friend of mine who is a cosplayer and a model and a social media influencer. Her nom de, I forget the freaking phrase in French, but her stage name, if you will, is Alexandria the Red. And just so you know, BPC, I actually arranged myself a cameo. And you'll see that next week on the show. It's already in the queue, ready to go. Person was very nice, got back to me right away. So God bless that person. You'll see that person next week on the show. Anyway, in the process of promoting Alexandria, I was accused of being a perv and, subscribing to OnlyFans, which I had not subscribed to on that front. My buddy Laura, yes, but I don't subscribe to her OnlyFans. I can't. PayPal doesn't do that, so I can't do that. And that's and she understands that, and I understand that, and it's all good. So I know I can have two. Dude, I'm not done on Cameo yet, brother. I'm going to get off the air. I'm going to be all over Cameo probably all night trying to work these out. Trust me. Anyway. So I wanted to give the shoot, the actual photo shoots, and the item of clothing she wanted to promote the proper promotion here. So the first part of the photo shoot that she posted on her Patreon, she's wearing a dress that was provided to her through a paid promotion. And the Instagram account on that dress is, if I can just get it to work here. There we go. Boop. There it is. I don't know how to say it. I don't want to butcher the name. So there it is. That's the Instagram account. The provided that dress. I think that dress is gorgeous. I really do. It's very, very stunning. She wears it very well. It provides for a great lead in to the start of the photo shoot. And, as things go on Patreon and other sites like that, the photo shoot gets a little more risque. That's how she provides herself with income. I provide myself with income with this. So if I'm wrong for doing this, she's wrong for doing that, you guys don't have to watch this stuff. You really don't. It's not really, a big deal. But it was made a big deal, and I called the guy out on the air, told him he's out of line, and then I went into a chat, and I told him off, and I blocked him, because I'm not going to deal with people trying to censor my friends or ridicule my friends, putting themselves out there and trying to make a buck. She makes a buck using the talents she has, as do I. I've been doing this for a year on my own, and it's been a hard road to hoe, and I finally got it going where I'm making money now, and I'm very happy and proud of that fact. But while I'm promoting Alex, this was the bad girl side of the Valentine's shoot. So there's that. Both those posts are on her Patreon at Alexandria the Red. So check those out by all means. check out everything you can on there. She's such great content. She's so artistically inclined. Like I can't even do that in my head. I can't. She's so talented. It's amazing. Anyway, I'm about 40 in. I should say not 45. I can't count clearly. So there's a shirt on that. The Great Cherry brand. Jeff Can't Count. That's on there. So check that out. That Great Cherry brand. Again, tomorrow in this time slot, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, whatever that is, midnight out there in the United Kingdom. Again, thank you for being there. Stat Boy Sports Bar, hosted by yours truly. That'll be tomorrow. The dog's barking for whatever reason, so I need to go check the door, clearly. Thank you guys for watching. Much appreciated that you were here for Big G's show today, for the Song of the South review on the Renegades Reviews, and for Talk Wrestling. I love you guys. I'm so happy you were here. Thank you so very much for being here for the last 40 minutes and for the last few hours today. Much appreciated. We'll be back tomorrow with more Stat Boy Sports Bar. This is the Meech. Good night.